What happened to Ned? What happened to receiving phone calls and scripts to read and getting close to movies and
How? All those chances, and then you beat yourself up because you're like, so many people would have killed for all the chances I've had. How did I let it slip away? What is it about me on a fundamental level? It's tough, man.
Yeah.
But hey,
Still working through it, you know?
Yeah.
it's about what you do. It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's how you get back up.
Also, just before we get into some questions, the self-rejection that I experience, which goes along with the ability to receive something or let something in, but the amount of times that I just don't even give myself the chance before I start berating myself in my head or just those self-sabotage behaviors. And it's because I'm already feeling the cold shoulder from myself.
It's tough.
And it's like acceptance has been one of the greatest gifts I've started to learn about as I've gotten older. It's just like, it is what it is and just look at it. It is what it is and just look at it. Like, that's really what it is. Looking at it without any of those feelings of it being attached to you, it being who you are, like the guilt of you having brought it into your life. You just look at it and then let it be. Right? You don't attach shame. You don't anything. You're like, that happened. And these were the consequences. And this is what I learned. These character defects were out of place. That's it. Like, it's a transaction like any other. It's an accounting. Yeah. It's not like the feelings take away just the sheer accounting of it.
Right.
But when you can account for your feelings, it's a lot better.
Right. Yeah, because the feeling will make it the weight of your entire life and worthiness.
Yeah.
Rather than like, this happened.
This happened. And because of that, this happened. Yeah. Because of that, I felt that it's just breaking it down.
I also feel like the fear of rejection, we're going to get into your guys' comments. I feel like the fear of rejection too, we can play this game, right, where, okay, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you could be rejected. That's a vulnerable thing. You don't want to. So you skip ahead to maybe feeling closed off or jaded or negative about a situation because you're already preempting the rejection and like hedging your bet for it. But then you're not putting yourself in a position to really fucking receive or do anything. You're not being vulnerable and you're not opening up to kind of the fucking magic that can happen. I think a lot of us do that. There's many auditions I get where the script is fine for me and I feel like, whatever happens, I'm just glad I got to do this tape and whatever. When I really love a scene or a script, I go, fuck. Like, fuck.
No!
I don't even want to do it.
Well, because I care now.
I
care. And I can't help that. I like this and I care and I want it. And oh no, it's gonna hurt me. I feel it when I maybe feel a romantic feeling to someone. I go, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
I actually am thinking about them. Oh, and that means if and when this doesn't work out, it's gonna hurt.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough, man. Yeah, and it's tough because then you end up trying to go for the low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
Because you're like, oh, it does look like a pretty apple up there, but I'll take that one.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's too vulnerable. I don't want to put myself on that risk of real rejection.
I got a saying, though.
Okay.
Rejection is sometimes redirection.
Ooh.
So you can take those rejections and get ready for that next opportunity that's right around
Most oftentimes it is that.
Yes.
Like the no is the other yes.
Yep. I mean, it's a detour, yo.
Yeah.
Detour. That's how you got to think of it. Literally, you come up in traffic on a detour. You literally just have to find another way to get there.
Yep. Keep going.
And you saved yourself that time because now you're just going to sit there and keep looking at the roadblock?
Yeah.
Or
no,
take
you're
a freaking detour, dude.
Dang.
Yeah.
This roadblock has changed a lot in 20 years. I mean, I've been looking, but I'm moving now.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
All right. I'm going to read. We asked you to submit some of your stories and insight into rejection on our community notes tab on YouTube. If you don't follow us already on YouTube, please go subscribe.
Yeah, read for yourself. Check out some of what they've submitted.
People shared a lot. We're only going to go through a couple. Thank you guys for sharing with us. I hope it feels some type of way to kind of release these experiences and put them out into the world. I resonated with most everything everyone said. So this is from Cheng. They said, my fear of rejection is the core trigger of my anxiety. Whenever I reflect on something that I need to unpack, it is always the fear of not being good enough and hence being rejected that triggers the chronic feeling of unworthiness, be it family, friends, work, anything under the sun. And when I get triggered and feel someone is not giving me respect and importance, it makes me feel extremely upset and hurt and unvalued, unimportant. My fear of rejection also brings out my inability to take up space and making myself physically small to the point I'm invisible and feel like I'm imposing on everyone. It said, can go on, and it is the biggest struggle I am trying to work on.
Dang.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Thank you. Oh.
Things getting a little
Lindsay's
handsy.
microphone getting pretty handsy.
My boob wants to talk to you, Cheng. Thank you so much for sharing that. First of all, what I firstly got from that was that you're pretty ahead of the game with the amount of awareness that you have and the way that you've mined things so, to their core. Seems like you have a real understanding of what's going on inside of you. Not that ever makes it better, but that's ahead of the game already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone on TikTok recently talking about this thing of sometimes you have an awareness of a situation, but you're not quite there yet in changing the behavior or making it better, and then you beat yourself up because you have the awareness, but you're not making it better. And I loved it. She was speaking to but hold on, that is, first of all, an important step in the process, and you're actually further along. Having that awareness is the right progression.
Right. Yep.
It's good you have it, and sometimes, it takes a while between knowing what to do and doing it.
And being able to build up the skills to do it. Sometimes you see an objective and you're like, oh man, you start with baby steps.
Yeah, and I would say I really understood, or I really just resonated, Chang, when you said the taking up space thing. When the fear of rejection's triggered, I will physically become small and hidden and invisible. I will take up no space. I have definitely done that in my life. I know I'm a fucking loud, condescending asshole sometimes, but I have definitely walked into spaces without even realizing it, within a millisecond, had some reaction that I'm unworthy or I'm not good enough, that fear, whatever that core fear is, and felt myself physically shrink. I think that physical trigger is a really good place to start in addressing this. When you feel that physical smallness, take a deep breath to the bottom of your fucking body and give yourself permission to take up space.
Yeah. Try to channel it. Ooh,
Yeah.
It's tough, but you're gonna have to channel that because it is a feeling, like the same way those butterflies hit before you go and deliver a great performance on stage. Everybody's gonna get those butterflies. It's about what you do with that energy that's welling up in you. Do you put it into your performance, or do you let it say, "Oh no, I'm gonna stay backstage and hide out"? So it's tough.
I also think the things that resonated with me in there too were where you said, if somebody doesn't make me feel respected or important.
Oh.
So what I'm finding is that it is better for me not to rely on anybody for feelings of internal wellness or validation.
Yeah.
That's very difficult, and external validation is a thing, but though nobody can ever give you a feeling of importance. They can make you feel more important than you felt a second ago, but nobody can give you that lasting feeling of importance. You have to know that your life is important just because you're living it, because your perspective is living it.
Yeah.
Facts. No, I'm a big words of affirmation guy, but through interacting with a bunch of different people, I have found that some people don't really value giving you immediate positive feedback. So
Right.
don't beat yourself up because you didn't get that. Like, they might not be able to provide that to you. It is something that has to be generated from within.
Right. Exactly.
And you
So
just stay on your course.
that just takes me back to like not, rejecting yourself or finding ways to know, not make yourself feel, to know that you're important.
Trust and
you know what I
believe,
mean?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I struggle with the respect thing too. If somebody doesn't give me respect, because I have an issue with respect. Sometimes I have a hard time giving it, and I certainly have a hard time when I feel like somebody's not giving it to me. And that is about knowing that respect is not earned. Respect should just be an absolute. You know what I mean? I think if somebody disrespects you, you have an ability to walk away.
From that,
Exactly.
I think, I
respect
think,
is based on your own boundaries and how you hold them.
right.
Yeah.
People don't
Like-
have to earn respect from you. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll teach them it if you have boundaries. I mean,
Right.
boundaries is a hard one for all of us. Actually, we'll do a future guide
do one
on
on that. Let's do
boundaries
it.
because
Let's do it.
that's a full fucking thing of people will learn to respect you or not if you have boundaries, and when they cross them, there's
Consequences.
consequences.